Everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here to do another layout. Today I'm going to be working with Cheeky.studio die cuts, and this is what we got sent in our design team package for January. Now I got the Valentine's 2018 ephemera pack, and then it came with, I also got the mixed media, which came with some bows and some sequins, which I'll be using probably today, I'm thinking. And then also I got the Vibez Don't Rain on My Parade, which is a blue, which I'll be using today. No papers come in that, so what I did was I just grabbed a white cardstock and a blue pattern paper that is super old. This is from Stampin' Up, and I couldn't even tell you what year that is, but I'm just going to use this side. Another thing that came in my package were these, and I absolutely love those. They're called Wildflower Set. This is number 3 and number 4. I absolutely love those. I could just use those all the time. But today I'm going to be using this because this is going to go more with what I want to work with today. This is some pictures of my daughter last April. We went for the first time looking for her wedding dress. She's getting married this year, and she wanted Mason there, and there was a whole slew of people that came, and I did a page about the dress crew because of everybody that went. So I just printed a whole bunch of pictures, and I talked a little bit about the story about Mason, but I want to do a page about it. So Mason, every time she would, and by the way, he's the one that took these pictures. He had my phone and he was just clicking away. I have a 130 gig camera, and it was basically a new camera, or like a new phone, and he filled it up that day. I had to take quite a bit off because, 130 gigs of just wedding dresses, and some of them it was just the bottom or just so I got rid of some of them, but he did a pretty good job. And so every time she would come out, he'd say, no, Pat won't marry you in that. And he kept doing that for all the dresses. And then the one that she came out and she decided choosing, he said, oh, he would marry you in that. And it's funny that that's the dress that she ended up choosing. So I'm going to cut these little pictures and I'm going to put them around the layout. And then I'm not going to have the real wedding dress that she chose because she didn't get married yet, and I don't want to put it on YouTube, her dress, right? So I'm going to take this picture, which is really nothing. It's just a picture of us just sitting waiting for her to come out with the next dress. I'll put that as the stand-in, and then when, once the picture's taken and everything, then I'll stick the real picture in it. So anyway, I'm going to put you on fast forward and we're going to get going. Okay, so we're going to get started on this layout. The first thing I did was grab a white cardstock, and then I grabbed my Muji pen, and I'm just going to make a circle with my Muji pen, not being careful that the lines go one on top of the other. As a matter of fact, you want it to go all kind of wonky. And then I'm going to take the spray mist that came in the mixed media kit from Shimmers, and I'm going to put some splatters all over the layout. And I want to do it at the beginning of the layout because I want it to dry. Normally, a lot of times, I shouldn't say normally, a lot of times I do my mist at the end of my layout, but there's going to be pictures quite a bit all over this layout, so I want to do my mist beforehand so I don't have to worry about that at the end of the layout. So the mist is already there. I cut apart the photos, and this photo I printed with my Canon selfie using the Pic Frame app, and I printed 6 little photos. I'm going to end up using 4 of them, but the other 2 is not going to be wasted. I'll just keep it with my photos and I'll use them somewhere else. It's just the frame that came within the app. You could, choose 6 photos. So I decided to do that, and I wanted the photos to be small enough that they would fit within that circle. Now, like I said at the beginning, I don't want to put a picture of her dress right now on this layout because, you know, she didn't get married yet, so I don't want to ruin it and kind of show her dress before her wedding day. So I'm just going to put a photo there, and I just flipped it over. And then once, you know, the camera's off, I'm going to put the real photo, and it's going to go in my album anyway. And, you know, he probably won't be looking at the album before the wedding day anyway, so it'll be fine. So what I did was I took that pattern paper and I just cut it down to 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 because that photo was actually 4 by 4. The actual photo I got printed at my local drugstore, and when I did a whole bunch of photos, I got them all printed at 4 by 4 just to have some different sizes in pictures. Now I'm going to use the Happy Valentine's 2018 ephemera pack, and I'm going to bring the other 2 packages that I got in my designer team package. I'm not going to end up using it because it doesn't have the same tone, but I think those flowers in those packs would make such a cute layout with a design like this, where, you know, you make a circle and then you add your embellishments around the circle. So I grabbed a bunch of flowers that came in one of the ephemera packs, and then it also came with some leaves, and I made sure to take leaves that were about the same size, you know, that it looked that it belonged with that flower. And I made little clusters all around the circle, and then I took those little bows, there was navy blue bows in the kit, and I put it around the layout because I thought, you know, there's a groom to this wedding, so that worked out perfectly. I also ended up using a couple of flares that match this collection. And also there's some sequins in a deep red and some silver, and I'm putting it around the layout. Okay, as you can tell, I did put the picture there of the dress that she chose, but I covered it up because, like I said, I don't want it, you know, to everybody know it before it's her actual wedding day. And what this layout is about is when we went, you know, to get her dress, it was all women. It was myself, my mom, her sister, my daughter, and his mom and his 2 sisters, and Caitlin. But Caitlin wanted Mason to go, and he thought it was all that in a bag of Doritos that he got to go because he was the only guy that was allowed to go see her, you know, get her fitting. And he wanted to make sure that he weighed in, you know, with all the dresses. So he started this thing that when she would come out, he would look at her, and every single dress he would say, no, Pat won't marry you in that, Katie. And he kept saying that to all the dresses. And then we went to a second store, and then when she came out, which happened to be the dress that in the end she chose, she tried another 6 or 7 after that. But when she came out with that dress, he said, oh, he'll marry you in that one. And it's funny that it's the one that she decided to choose. So that's why a lot of when you see the close-ups, you'll see that some of them say no, no, no. And then underneath the one that she chose, I put, yes, he will marry you. And I did my journaling on the side of the layout, and then I'm just going to cut down my layout and going to mount it on some blue cardstock. Now, stay tuned for some close-ups of all the little areas around the layout, all the little clusters. And also don't forget to check Cheeky.studio, and that's Cheeky.studio. They have all kinds of embellishments, and I just love how many there is per package, and they are so stinking cute. And I just want to remind you, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and maybe leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.